Did this artist ride a shark to fame? Absolutely. Hi, I'm Josie Lewis. I'm an artist who talks about art. In the late 1900s, 26-year-old Brit Damien Hirst unveiled the physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living, aka a 14-foot tiger shark suspended in a tank of formaldehyde. Charles Saatchi reportedly paid $50,000 for it, and the art world lost its mind. Actually, everyone lost their mind. And like any media-savvy artist, Hirst made it his life's work to keep delivering scandal after scandal. He successfully kept his audience titillated and outraged, and he took it straight to the bank.
He's Oscar Wilde in so many ways, but his is the importance of not being earnest. You know what I mean? Serious subjects with a silly grin on his face.
The shark might be something you would expect to see in a natural history museum, not a contemporary art gallery. But that's kind of the point. It was a spectacle. The audacity of the shark absolutely propelled Hirst to superstardom, and he is now rumored to be one of the most wealthy living artists. And just wait until we talk about the $100 million diamond-encrusted skull. I'm a sucker for a cabinet of curiosities. Dead specimens in jars, weird things preserved forever, and have you ever seen the slices of a human body at a science museum? They have one here in St. Paul. I could stare at it forever. So when I first saw one of Hirst's sharks in person, I was intrigued with the experience of shark, looking at its actual physicality, the skin, the fins, the teeth. But over time, Hirst's shark ran into problems. It was a real dead shark. And no matter how much formaldehyde you pump into it, dead things rot. By the early 2000s, the original shark was getting pretty wrinkly and kind of collapsing in on itself. So in 2006, when a guy bought the original shark for about $12 million, this time it came with a new shark. That was shark number 2. Hirst arranged to have a new specimen caught and preserved, reportedly a bit more carefully this time. It was still the same artwork, according to Hirst, because the shark was only ever a vessel for the idea. Hirst himself has said, it's not a real shark, it's a conceptual shark. Except, of course, it is a real shark, and that is what makes the conceptual point. Over the years, Hirst has made at least 10 shark tanks. At least. No one knows for sure. Some were commissions, some were variations, some were just because. They have different titles, different sizes, different species, but all of them are playing with the same theme: death, spectacle, money, preservation, and the slippery question of what makes something art. Now, I love to examine a good metaphor in art. The title of the shark, The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living, is attached to an apex predator, and not just a painting or a photo, but an actual dead shark. What is it with our fascination with predators? Are we, the humans, the sharks, the land sharks, unable to cope with the inevitability of our own demise? Perhaps Hirst himself is the shark, trolling and manipulating us to take a giant bite out of the art marketplace. Now, some practical questions come to mind. Where did the sharks even come from? To get the first shark, Hirst reportedly had it caught off the coast of Australia. That's an entire animal made DED for art. But it turns out that tiger sharks are routinely hunted for their meat, so is this situation ethically any different? And the sharks are not the last time Hirst would make art from dead things. Butterflies, cows, sheep, flies. He's preserved animals in tanks, dissected them, bisected them, and flayed them. He's made entire rooms lined with butterfly wings. Critics called them beautiful, and critics also called them cruel. And boy, did Hirst pull in the cash money for his work. And then there's For the Love of God, a human skull cast in plutonium and encrusted with 8,601 diamonds, including a large pink one on the forehead. It reportedly cost about $20 million to produce, and it was unveiled in 2007. Hirst announced that it had sold for $100 million, which at the time made it the most expensive contemporary artwork ever sold. But as with everything Hirst does, things are not quite what they seem. The story didn't end there. Years later, it was revealed that the sale was made to a consortium that included Hirst himself, along with his business manager and gallery. In other words, Hirst may have purchased his own artwork. Whether that was a marketing stunt or a conceptual statement or just a clever way to manufacture value, it certainly worked. The piece became legendary not only for its materials, but also for the mystery around its sale. Hirst wasn't just selling art, he was manipulating the market as part of the artwork itself. As of now, For the Love of God is still technically owned by a consortium that includes Hirst himself. Despite the headline-grabbing claim that it sold for $100 million, no independent buyer ever did come forward. Hirst later admitted that he retained partial ownership. So while it was announced as a record-breaking sale, the ownership never fully left his hands, which makes the whole thing part artwork, part headline-grabbing stunt, and part insider trading. Another price-inflating rumor came from a wildly successful auction of Hirst's work at Sotheby's that generated a record $198 million.
Warm welcome to Sotheby's and this historic sale. Damien Hirst, beautiful inside my head forever. Start the bidding here at £6,500,000. £1,600,000. At £8,500,000. At £9,200,000. Sold. Congratulations.
A British paper reported that his friends had bid the sale prices way up, and perhaps Hirst himself was the financial backer of the extraordinary bids. This has not been confirmed, but given everything we know about Hirst, it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. Either way, if you want to learn how to become a better artist yourself and go deeper in art and art history with me, as well as support my channel, subscribe to Art Heart Academy. It's my online membership full of art tutorials, inspiration, and support. Links below. With all the drama that Hirst creates, he clearly isn't just selling objects. He's selling ideas, spectacle, and the illusion of permanence. The sharks rot. The diamonds are self-financed, and the butterflies are pinned to the wall, but each piece functions more as a provocation than a product. It's ultimately performative. Like so many things these days, the value comes from the shock, the drama, the controversy, and the headlines. When the original shark decayed, Hirst didn't see it as a failure. He saw it as an opportunity to double down on the concept, replace the animal, and reinforce the idea. The diamond skull was the ultimate market stunt. Before the truth came out, the art world headlines, most expensive contemporary art ever, were exceptionally clickable. The skull became a performance of value, a commentary on mortality, wealth, and the art market. These days, at nearly 60, Damien Hirst isn't slowing down. He's quite active on social media, especially Instagram, where he shares studio updates and process videos and glimpses of his massive factory-style art production. And spoiler alert, that performance is still ongoing. Hey, you're still here. This has been Josie Lewis. Thanks for listening all the way to the end, you saucy art lover. Hit the like button, follow me, share this with your friends, and tell me what you think about all this in the comments.